Hi Capricorn, my name is Audrey Alison, and this is your February forecast for the month. I'm very happy to be here. Let's just get started because there's a lot happening as usual, okay? Alright, Venus and Mercury, effective January 31st, Venus is now direct. Thank you. Planet of love and money has been retrograde for 40 days in Capricorn, okay? So Venus has been affecting your income and your relationship, okay? But now that the planet's direct, right off the top of February, February 1 on, this is a blessing for Capricorns. You've got a lot of planets stationed in your sign, okay? I'm going to get into that. You got Pluto with you, which has just been a nightmare. Very dark, cold, weight on your back. So I feel for you, Caps, but there's some positive elements happening in February. Let me explain. Okay, so Venus is now direct with you. You can expect your income, okay? February will be good for that, as opposed to the previous 40 days. Mercury, on the 31st of January as well, the planet of communications and short distance travel and speech and writing and the mind and the intellect, Mercury is going into Pisces, okay, on the 31st. This is your third house of communication. So Capricorn's looking for work or Capricorn's looking for love will be able to communicate it better effective February 1st. Communicate regarding finding work better, making sense, being understood, hitting it on the head. You could have been spinning your wheels and putting a lot of effort out, but with Venus retrograde, there's nothing going forward with Venus retrograde when it comes to love and money in your first, when it's hitting your first house of self. Okay, so you're coming across better. You have more energy supporting you now for financial endeavors and endeavors of the heart. And you have the verbal speech and the mindset to know how to express these things to others, to obtain these goals, okay? Now here's the trick with Mercury going into Pisces. Mercury's now also going to go retrograde in this same house on February 6th through the end of the month, the last day, the 28th, will be the full retrograde of Mercury. Here's what happens. Mercury retrogrades from the 6th to the 12th in this third house of communications. And then from the 12th to the 28th, he goes in a deeper retrograde backwards a sign into Aquarius, and Aquarius is your second house, okay? So as soon as you get one step forward, it's two back a little bit here because Venus is now supporting your endeavors for love and money, but then we have Mercury retrograding in this same house of communication and money. There might be a holdup still on the finances, but I feel like you have the first 5 days of February to really implement them, okay? You might not have the breakthrough in your career for the month of February, but you'll have a head start if you get started the first 5 days, and you could probably just manifest a daily routine at this juncture. Okay. On the 14th, we have a full moon. Now we're not starting off the months anymore with new moons first, waxing to full. Because we had 2 new moons in January, we don't have a new moon at the top of February, okay? So we're starting the first lunar phase with a full moon on the 14th, and this is 26 degrees Leo. I love Leo. And Leo for you is your 8th house of sex and death and transformation and other people's resources, other people's money, wills, inheritances, taxes. You know, other people will be ready to pay you now, Capricorn. Other people want to share their resources with you effective mid-month. Even though Mercury's retrograde with your second house of money, this is other people's money now that you can gain from. You might not be saving your own money too much. Savings plan is kind of out of the way for Capricorn in the month of February. But you can get paid big time from the 14th on, okay? Because you have a full moon there. It's illuminating other people's resources, and your sex life is going to be off the charts. So even if you're not making a lot of money, you'll be happy in the boudoir, okay? You'll be happy elsewhere. On the 18th of February, the sun is going to transit into Pisces like it does every February, okay? But Pisces for you is this third house again. So what's suffering in the communication sector of a Mercury retrograde in the third house from the 2nd to the 12th is being made up for with the sun then shining in this same third house of Pisces. We have a lot of Pisces activity this month. So that comforts me. Okay, so the third house, if things aren't hitting it off with the way you're expressing yourself or the way your mind's thinking, your speech, contracts, computers, cell phones, televisions, short trips, local errands, if things aren't really working with the retrograde from the 6th to the 18th, the sun shining into this sector will smooth things over and warm it up for you. Okay? If your tone has been harsh, too, in a Mercury retrograde, it'll be more warmed by the sun entering that sign from the 18th on. Now, I thought this was fascinating to bring up. You're involved in this Uranus-Pluto square that we've had going on for years and will be in place until the 15th. You know, Caps, you're not in the clear with everything lining up until the end of 2015, but then it's magic. Then it's like magic, okay? But here's what's up. There's tense activity with the Uranus-Pluto square because it's in your first house. Pluto is with you in Capricorn. Pluto's also, though, going to sextile, which is a very positive, harmonizing aspect. Pluto's sextiling Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid, that wants to heal the house it's in. It's in Pisces, in this third house. So all of that drama of your third house of communications has a harmonizing effect. This is taking place between your first and your third house, the sextile. So even though it starts off like, oh, great, Mercury retrograde, a little bit of drama with this third house, halfway through the month on, it's really smoothed over with this healing aspect and how you're communicating with people, the resources you're pulling in from jobs that you couldn't get last month, the way you're feeling about yourself. It's really good if you're working out. Pluto in your first wants you to concentrate on change and changing yourself and death and rebirth and regeneration, okay? So it's good to keep your body and soul intact. Keep your mind together, too, as much as you can, Cap. It's a kind of, wavy month, but I love the support of the sun. I love the support of the moon. The two biggest planets there are. I mean, they're not actually planets, but in astrology, they're considered planets. But the sun and the moon, it doesn't get more powerful than those two babies. And they're working with you in February. I'm going to pull some cards because I want to get the tarot aspects and see what the cards say for you, Capricorn, in the month of February. So let's see. Oh, I pulled this 2 signs ago. This is the 9 of coins. This is the earth sign. Capricorns are earth. The coins represent earth. But this is the money tree, okay? This is what you want. This is the growth and blooming of investments, of health and wealth, okay? Prosperity, well-being. This is a great card for the month of February because I feel like this is other people's resources. Things that seeds have been planted previously, and this is what blooms, okay? Money is there for the taking for you in February. You'll be getting gigs, okay? Oh, I love this card, the 3 of Wands. It's a fire card, but it means new beginnings, a replenishment, new resources, okay? So this is also indicative of that 8th house of other people's resources. Could also be literal as far as travel and going overseas. If Capricorns are planning that, it's not the best month for travel with a retrograde, but the planets are only here to guide us, and if you have to travel, you have to travel. So just keep your wits about you because, with a Mercury retrograde, there's delays, so be ready for that. Also, I'm pulling Temperance. This is the card of Sagittarius. This is the card of patience, balance, beauty, and timing. This is important for you, Capricorn, for that beauty, which is Venus going direct now in Capricorn, balance and timing. Okay, this is about Venus. This is about you being able to take care of yourself, outward and inward appearance, okay, and having the patience to do so. This is a good month for you overall, with the exception of a retrograde in your communication and your money. But you have other aspects and planetary transitions that support your money. So if, at the very least, they'll cancel each other out. But you have actually more support with you in your resources in your 8th house and your 2nd house than you do anywhere else. You'll be able to communicate your needs to people more readily this month too, Capricorn. So keep that in mind, because your 3rd house will be able to be expressed with Mercury there in the top of the month. All right, Cap. I love reading for you. My name is Audrey Alison, and you can book with me if you're interested in a reading. I read all week. I'm at audreyallison.com, and on Facebook, I'm at Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. I'm wishing you a beautiful February and a sweet day. I'll see you in March.